I think that the music business and the entertainment industry in general is driven by charismatic personalities. And I think that if you're an artist, there has to be a certain ability to walk into a room and light up the room, particularly if you want to be a pop artist. I think part of the reason why I got into the business side of the entertainment industry, I didn't have that magic. I didn't have the ability to walk into a room and have everybody turn their heads and go, wow, this guy's special. And so what I decided to do was to educate myself about the business and the legalities of the music industry so that I could use my talents for the people that were charismatic.
So that kind of person, what kind of traits does that kind of person need?
Well, I think that, in a perfect world, you have to be able to sing, dance, and act. And you have to be so comfortable at doing it that it becomes second nature to you. I used to, for many years, have my own management company. And one of the things that I used to do when people wanted representation is they would come into my office and they would say, I'm a singer, and I'm a great singer, and God, I'd love to invite you to one of my showcases. And I'd say, fine, when are you playing? Well, I don't have anything booked right now. I'm in the process of putting a band together. Well, I used to have a piano in my office. So I would look at them and I'd say, you're a performer? There's the piano. Show me what you can do. And the people that really had the goods could sit down at the piano and deliver on the spot without even thinking about it, because it was so much a part of who they were that it was second nature to them. The moment that I would look at someone and they would start saying, well, I don't know what song to do, I don't really know. Then it was a job to them. It was a face that they had to put on when the moment came. To me, the real artists, the true, icons of the business are the people that live and breathe the music. There have been times when, I've said to someone, you should make a deal to license this song for a movie. And even though the film company is not paying you a lot of money to use it, it's a tremendous opportunity for you to further your career. And they would say to me, well, but what happens if this is my biggest song of my career? What happens if this is the only hit that I ever have? And I'd look at them and say, then you're in a lot of trouble. Because the real truth of it is, the reason why they call it the music business is it's something that becomes part of your life forever. And if you think you only have one hit inside of you, then you're really not a recording artist. You're really a songwriter. And you should really just sell that song to somebody that can record it for you. But at the end of the day, if you're a recording artist and you're shopping a record deal, don't get discouraged if you don't get signed in the first year or the first 5 years. There's many, many successful recording artists that have been rejected by company after company after company before they got a deal. I can think of artists that I've represented over the years where I've taken demos to a record company 6, 7, 8 times. And sometimes I've even lied to them and told them that it was a new recording and it was something they'd already heard. And you'd be surprised at how the reaction is different every time. And so a lot of it is timing, a lot of it is luck. I used to manage Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I tried to shop a record deal for her when she was 10 years old. And there were a lot of people that didn't want to sign her. Well, Doug Morris had signed an artist by the name of Debbie Gibson, who ended up having a huge first record. And so when I finally introduced Doug to Jennifer Love Hewitt, because he now had a different view of child stars, he was open to the idea of signing a young artist. Up until that point, there was a prejudice in the music industry that unless you were a young boy, you couldn't have a recording contract at 10, 12 years old. Of course, Stevie Wonder did it, and Michael Jackson did it, but I can't think of any women that did it. And then, Debbie Gibson came along, and Tiffany came along, and all of a sudden it opened people's imaginations to the idea that a female artist at 10, 12, 13 years old could be equally viable. And so timing and luck, and of course material. Going back to Ahmet Ertegun, if there's anything I ever learned from Ahmet, there's three things about being, a recording artist: the song, and the song. And the truth is that if you don't have the material, you're stuck.